by the way, never. I asked her all the time. She avoided it. And that's the thing is some families, the reason I believe that they're apart and estranged, which I don't believe in, talk it out. It's because they know that they can't fool you. That's the thing. Can't be fooled if you're in the family. You're experiencing it all the time. And that's what happened here. That's what happened with a number of my relationships. They know, if it's family, they know that I know. I think my sister's made up things about me. Now she's so far deep, cannot go back. No matter how many times, hey, let's, whatever it is, talk it out. No, can't do it. She knows that I know she's lying about those things, and she's so deep in. Same with my ex-wife before this, so deep in, they can't admit it. Too much ego. But it ain't love. Love does win. If you surrender to love, that's always going to win. That's what I have with these two beautiful children and a number of people in my life. The other last thing I want to leave you with, and then we'll have other episodes where we have guests and things and deal with cults. I might have mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. I had an estranged relationship with my mom. I really believed that I was clean and I did all I could, but that she was just completely detached or whatever it was. I really did believe that it was the end. If she'd died, I said I could go to her funeral with no problem. It's okay. We didn't speak for years. She was doing things. And I'm not going to list those things, but they are things, just trust me. When I tell you them, if I told you them, you would go, wow, that's not a good mother. But it's not about that. It's about me and my relationship and my resentments and dealing with those resentments because those are killers. Me and my unreasonable expectations. So another tip. Again, my producer told me, give some tips. Self-evaluate and figure out those unreasonable expectations you're putting onto someone. She could never live up to those things. And I would go to people, this is like a mother. And people, no, that's not like a mother. You need to draw boundaries, all this kind of stuff. No. One day, I'm not going to tell this story because I think I told it before, but just assume that I had a major transformation that took place. You just don't know what the script is going to be from Big G. And with a couple stories that talk about this. So, all right, I'll tell the story. My mom was coming out to LA again. She was going to go be with the ex before that who was attacking me. And she sort of like took her side almost. Same with my sister. I've had so much betrayal in my life. I got to tell you, it sucks. It just sucks. I hate it. The betrayal that goes on. And I'm like the opposite. I want to have family. That's been my goal my whole life since my dad left when I was born. I want family. That's my thing. I want family. And I find that, there's a rejection that takes place. They say rejection is God's protection. I have to always figure that out. How am I being protected here with attacks from different people? I guess with the ex-wife, it's the protection is you need to be clear of yourself of that. That's bad. That is no good for anybody. A lot of people get the shrapnel from those bombs. So I had all this build up, this story about my mom. And I said, oh, she never says I love you. And I remember it was a surprise party for me, put on, by the way, by Lotus. And I bawled my eyes out, all these people that loved me. And my mom had just hung up on me. She had called me by accident. It was just really like, oh my God. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I bawled in front of these people. I was so embarrassed. But other people were like, oh, it was beautiful. But anyway, I said, and Lotus threw that party for me, by the way. I'd thrown a couple for her and it was really meaningful. We just had a really cool relationship, a lot of fun and things like that, inspired actions. And and then Lotus is always so sweet. She would say, she'd say, your mom's coming out. She wants to see us. And I was like, oh, fine. Let her come see us as an afterthought. She's going to go see the other one. She'd only sent presents to them. It was like, really seemed like a tacky bull. Anyway, I'm going through my old CDs in the garage, and I had a radio show. My mom had a piece on the radio show called What's Buggin' Barb. Man, a whole label, What's Buggin'. I started listening to them. I said, come on in here. Listen to your Nana. Funny. Even the kids were laughing. She's so funny. Everything bugs her. I'll tell you what's bugging me today. Don't get mad at me, feminists, but female train engineers. I won't get on the train. I mean, I just says all these things. She doesn't. Oh, she's got this cadence. It's funny. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Radical acceptance. That was the word, 2 words that came to me. Radical acceptance. Accept her for who she is radically, without pause, without blame, without anything except for absolute, total, God-inspired acceptance. And that was it. Just all switched right there. I said, oh my God, I'm a comedian for a very long time. That's who gave me my sense of humor. I've had an unbelievable career. You can see right now, you can see the Emmys back there. As Comedian American Comedy Awards. This is my prized possession. Now my best trophy is right here next to me all the time. The Horse's Ass Award at my ex-wife's family reunion. The other one. I'm proud of that trophy. The Horse's Ass. I was going to say she led this. She didn't lead to me being a horse's ass. But anyway, and I just got in this. She came out, and we ended up hanging out together, laughing. She's making fun of her husband, and which is who she is. We love to bust agates. I mean, just incredible. Ended up spending an extra day, and I drove her to the airport, and it was just an immediate healing. And she could say you're the worst son in the world. It would not have any effect on me. Zero. She can say all the same things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. It does not matter. That's her stuff. Whatever she wants to do, she's going to be her. She's not going to change. But then again, she has changed because I changed first. That's what I would implore you to do. Change the energy first. Be more in acceptance. Don't have a list. Throw away the list. She's not going to be the mom that you think. She's a different mom. She's this mom. And this is one funny mom. And I just went back there for a visit. And I was going to stay one day. I call her Rain Girl. Yeah, I have to do things my way. I don't want you here. And I used to think that was an insult. But all it is she's saying, I can't do it because I'm so set in my ways. But I wasn't in acceptance. Oh, she won't ever let me. I have to stay at a hotel and all this when I go back to Philadelphia. That's what. Now, my acceptance and my new energy, I stayed 9 days. She tried to kick me out almost every day. But it was a fun kicking out. I leave the toilet seat open, and then she would talk to people in front of me. He leaves the toilet seat up. And he's a mess. And oh my God. And I just laugh. It's okay. It's okay. Otherwise, I would have said she's critical and all this kind of stuff and condemns me. It's okay. And it was so touching. She calls me last week. I'm still cleaning up after you. You're not going to stay here again. At the same time, she says, I had a little depression. You lifted me out of my depression, Craig. Whew. It was beautiful. My mom telling me that. Person who I always thought was cut off. And is in her own way. We had so much fun. We laughed. My dad passed away a year ago, and we spread his ashes at this favorite place. And even the walk there was hilarious because she's complaining the whole time, and I videoed it and I posted it. You can see it. It's her with her cadence going, are we there yet? Oh my God, she's just so funny. and laughing. We laughed and laughed and laughed. She came to my parties with my friends, took her out to dinner, took her to a play. I mean, just such a wonderful time. Introduced her to some celebrity friends of mine that happened to be there. And she just had such a wonderful, even though she's annoyed, doesn't want me to stay there again, it's okay. By the way, I won't stay there again. That was a beautiful moment in my life. I'll just freeze those 9 days. Those were wonderful days. And it all happened from years ago when I got into radical acceptance of who she truly is. The last thing I'll say is, until I do more episodes with guests and things, I think, I don't know. The script is written by some ethereal divine source. That I know. And this one last story I will tell you about how that is the case. And by the way, I have faith that this script is being written. That she can make a comeback, not to the marriage, but to her. Lotus can come back to being a kind, genuine, beautiful person. She can do things for the children instead of herself. She'll get out of selfishness and greed and be of service. She'll return to those things, is what I have to have faith on. Nothing to do with the marriage, but the respect level of showing these children you can be apart and have respect for one another. She should not be attacking me. She should not be having me threatened. She knows this deep down. She knows it. She knows not to fear me. She wouldn't have me come over and make love to her when we were divorced. She knows. We've been in each other's company a bunch of times, and then she retreats and goes back to her craziness. She's scared. She's scared to leave the cult. She's scared to say anything against this woman who has destroyed a family. If that woman was listening, if Broke was listening, she wouldn't think so. She would think, oh, he's a victim. She's all this pontificating that she does, all to justify, rationalize some evil stuff. These kids will tell her if they ever speak to her, if she ever had the courage to speak to these kids. I had them text her. Oh my God, she texts them back. Your father's doing this to you, and he shouldn't do this. And they're trying to express their feelings to her. She can't take it. She can't take it when anybody goes against her. Just look at the posts. She erases them if somebody goes against her. That's what a chicken shit she is. I'm tired of the cowards, and I'm going to be brave and tell the truth. The kids will follow that. Some people won't. They'll be offended and run away. But here's the script that took place that I'll conclude with. One of the other miracles of my life, that call from my mom was pretty much a miracle. If anybody read even my old book, it talks about my mom and how difficult it was. And I always had a rough time with her because when I was kidnapped by the pedophile, she told me to put it away. By the way, she ended up apologizing. How sweet was that? I'm so sorry. I said, Mom, don't worry about it. She was sorry because she didn't do anything about it and take him to court or anything like that. I said, well, to tell you the truth, the problem was that I had was you made me keep it a secret. And then I tried to explain it to her how that is really where the poison takes place. So in 4th grade, I was tortured. I've had a lot of life of hurt and pain and people torturing and being mean and bullying. And I don't like the word bullying, but yeah. We had moved again and we didn't know where we were going to live most of the time. My mom didn't make enough money to keep us, but she did the best she could, and she got us in this nice neighborhood, a rental place. We're always renting, never owned because my mom had a secretary and then legal assistants, all that, just with, so I hardly had any clothes. And it was 4th grade. I was sewing my pants. I learned how to sew, I learned how to do things very early, very worldly early and fixer early on. This has led me through life. Of course, the rich kids, I always called them the rich kids. They humiliated me in front of the class. I was just not liked. I was just shunned, and I was really tiny. I was beaten up, like physically beaten up and just humiliated on a daily basis. Not a daily, but a lot. I had one friend, he had a divorced family too, but not many people did. They